Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
I'm Zombie Cat.
And this is our review of the NECA 100th Predator figure, which is called the Awful Predator. But there's some really cool art that was made for this figure on the cover there. There you have the 100th Predator figure sticker. And then you got the... Oh, this is the Hunting Grounds exclusive Predator code sign. If you have that video game, you can actually play as him, which is cool, I guess. I don't know if I'm ever going to play that game, because I think it's the first person or something. I'm not sure, but I think it is. And I don't like first person. But there's the side. Oof. There's the other side. And there's the back. Bunch of cool pictures of the figure. And there's a description right there if you want to read it, which they add to the story a little bit. And they kind of say that he's kind of the first predator, the start of the whole clan. And this is a figure that was based on the original Predator outfit that was worn by Jean-Claude Van Damme, that was taken out and replaced by the new design, which everybody knows. But it just kind of mixed it with this guy and made their own unique Predator, which is really cool. Because I was always hoping NECA would start making their own designs, and that's mostly what this is, even though it is a little inspired by an actual design. Then you open it up. There's a picture of the figure there. And then there he is in there.
Still got tooth paint smeared on the plastic.
Yeah. He does. How'd that happen? Well, let's open this up. So there he is, opened up with all of his accessories. And he also comes with a couple other things that most of the Predators don't come with. And this little, like, story that's bigger than the one on the back of who this guy is, which is pretty cool. And it comes with a poster of the art on the front of the box, which is pretty awesome. That is really cool. Mm-hmm. And on the back is a picture of all the Predators so far.
That's a lot of frickin' Predators.
Every once in a while NECA updates this, so it's always cool to see all the Predators they've came out with since the beginning.
We have most of those.
Yeah, I'd say most, but not all. There's still quite a few that I either didn't want or just wasn't able to get. But most of them, yeah. So that's really cool that comes from things. This Predator is definitely going to be one of my favorite Predators. I don't know if he'd be my favorite, my absolute favorite. He could be, but he's going to be up there. He'll probably be, at least be in my top 5, maybe my top 3, because he is just so cool looking and kind of different from the others. And there's little things you can see on him, seeing how he's like if you read the story, their race was imprisoned by another alien race, and then they revolted, and this guy was basically the leader. So I guess he kind of started their whole tradition or whatever. So his design is really cool, but it's even cooler when you, like, I was guessing some of what these parts meant, but reading the story it makes even more sense. Is that all the armor he's wearing he took from the alien race that enslaved them. And
it's made out of their carcass.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. So this is like their rib exoskeleton, I guess, because they're an insectoid species. And then this is the skull of one, and he uses it as a helmet. So that would make sense since he's one of the first Predators ever, or I guess the first Predator, that all their helmets would be kind of based off of this look.
Well, I think it's supposed to be like that species must have an exoskeleton and an inner skeleton. Because there's that, like, shell part of the head, and then there's also a skull on his hand.
Yeah. I'm not sure. But it makes sense when you look at this and then the future designs where they use technology, because he's got this thing, which would be like their wrist blades. And then, well, like we said, the mask would be like their current mask. And then this would be like their spears. This would be like their
throwing
disc.
star disc things, whatever they are.
And, well, this is pretty cool, but some of them use swords and things like that, so. And then this belt he has kind of looks like the whip. Mm-hmm. Well, both belts, the This one and that one both kind of look like the whips they use. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's... I don't know if NECA completely made that up, or if they had to help with Dark Horse, or what, but I would be completely accepting of that story because I really like it.
Yeah, me too.
And it's a good explanation for the original design for the Predator that Van Damme wore.
I do wonder, though, if he's supposed to be like an albino predator, because he's so pale and his eyes are red. Or if they just all looked like that back then.
Yeah, that's hard to tell. We could have. Maybe they'll make some more from that time. But there is another character that was based off of the original design, which was in the movie Predators with Adrian Brody. And that was the one they call the River Ghost. Just some alien they run into that the Predators put on the planet to hunt. Remember, he had ribs like this, and like bugs and things that came out of them. But I like this much better.
Yeah, he's pretty cool looking. He even has... Did you show off the thing on his back? The spikes are coming out of? Some kind of crazy... I don't even know what that is.
Looks like more parts of the alien. Yeah, these two pieces were separate and you have to put them in yourself. I like the way his dreads got the sort of little ponytail thing.
He's got an ombre. They get darker at the bottom.
No. Got a big furry
butt flap.
Yep. With some teeth or claws or something in it.
Oh, it looks like you're supposed to be able to stick something there to carry it. Maybe that scythe.
Maybe.
Scythe, whatever you call it.
Man, he is so cool. I want to see a movie of that story.
Yeah, I really liked it. They even explained how they got their...
Technology?
Like, yeah, crazy technology, because they took it from the bugs they overthrew.
Yeah. Oh, and they also said in the beginning that the reason the Predators were able to take over is because the bug people kept modifying the Predators. Yeah,
they were fighting them, so they, like...
Having them fight each other.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, betting on them and stuff. So they kept the big ones and, like, bred them and chemically enhanced them and stuff to make them stronger. Oh, that's a pretty cool explanation. They covered a lot of bases there. Not all of the bases, but most of them.
Yeah. Now, maybe this was a story that's been in a comic somewhere, but I've never heard it before, so... I like it. So, there's a look at his head. A little different than most Predators. Like, I guess that's because of an ancestor. He's an ancestor. Like,
got a much more wrinkly forehead.
Yeah.
It also seems like his head's a bit more elongated, maybe, than theirs are.
Yeah, something like that. It almost looks like it's some kind of underwater creature thing.
He's a mermaid!
What? And then you can see, like, texture going down his dreads. So a lot of the Predators, they're just smooth. His whole body's got a lot of wrinkles all over it. And got some straps with some bones on it. The armor looks really cool. It almost looks metallic, even though it's supposed to be the bones of his enemies.
Well, I mean, bug shells are usually a little bit iridescent. Oh, look, he's even got little spikies on his back.
Yeah.
Coming out of his skin.
And go down to his legs, there's more armor. His little toesies sticking out. Yeah, his armor definitely looks bug-like. And then here's this piece. Like you said, it might be the inner skull. Not sure. Let's see if that fits on there. I mean, I guess it's believable that could go over top of that. I don't know. But that's cool. Piece of spine sticking out. And then what is going on here?
I definitely think that's supposed to be a jaw.
Yeah, it's a jaw, but I mean, or something, but what? There's a spike underneath. I don't know, maybe he has a fist that's supposed to hit him with that claw and this clamps down. I don't know. Guess you can kind of decide what that does yourself. The inner blade here actually goes back and forth, kind of like the other Predators. So when this is on there, the whole thing can go back and forth. Yeah, he's really, really cool. Very unique Predator. Where did he get this skull from? Maybe one of the kids? The insect kids? So here's a look at the helmet. I really like the way it looks. These are kind of separate. You can't move them or anything, but
they have a little give to them.
Yeah. But let's try to get this on there. Hopefully it goes on easy enough. Like that. No, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So he twists his hands and put some weapons in his hands. So he's got a spear in his right hand, which doesn't seem like it can go in this hand because the thumb and the fingers are attached to each other. But you can stick the scythe in there. So I'm kind of adjusted his helmet. Seemed like I had it down too far or something. Shoved it back.
It was a little bit hard to get it to click on again. Didn't want to go on there.
Yeah, you got to get in just the right spot. Man, I love that spear. Big bony teeth.
And the vertebrae wrapped around its spine.
Yeah. There's a scythe and there's a scythe, yeah, in a little loop. And you can spin it around, put it on the other side if you wanted.
Yeah, the box shows it on the other side, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. That's cool. I'll try to get this little thingy. It looks like that trilobite or whatever the hell that thing is from Prometheus. There he is holding his little star bone thingy. That's cool. So there he is next to a couple of my other favorite Predators. On the left is the clan leader, and on the right is whatever the hell that one is. I forget his name, the one from the video game. But they're both really awesome Predators. And I'm not sure who I'd pick out of them. But they're all pretty badass. There's Alpha Predator next to the classic Predator. The one that actually ended up appearing in the very first movie. So it is kind of cool to see them together because this is based on what the Predator almost looked like. It still wouldn't have looked as cool as that based on their designs. Van Damme was in, it looked pretty goofy. But still, NECA turned it into something that does look very badass.
Mm-hmm.
And actually made it into a very cool Predator origin story. So, as for articulation, his head go up and down a little bit. Actually, I didn't think it was going to move at all, so that's pretty good. Now, side to side, oh, he could do that too. I thought that would not happen either. But his little tendrils are pretty flexible and they can go around these spikes. You might want to be careful because you might knock the spikes out. But yeah, you can get his head turned to the side if you want. Oops, this fell off. Then up the shoulders and go like that. It gets kind of stuck on this armor. But it is flexible though. So you can still go up pretty far. And there's no cut right there, so you can't spin it. But you can spin it right there, so that's good. And it's double jointed elbow, I believe. Or is it just single joint? No, it's double joint. The other one's just kind of stuck. There we go, double joint. And at the wrist you can spin. There's a hinge. There's a ball joint. No, it's a hinge. Then torso, go like that. Spin a little bit. Well, a lot of it.
Looks like to let the armor go with it.
Yeah. And also at the bottom down here, some articulation. Yeah. So you can get a lot of articulation at the torso. Then at the hips.
That's better than I would have thought. That's really flexible.
Yeah. Armor's flexible, so that's good. And then I can spin. Double jointed knee. That's hidden really good right there. I almost didn't see that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can spin there too. Now the ankle is a ball joint. Then, I don't know if you want to count this as articulation, but this little jaw thing can move like that. So that's cool. His articulation is way better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really hindered by things. But
yeah, I'm impressed. That's pretty good.
Okay. So, I think this Predator is really badass. NECA has made a lot of really awesome Predators. And even so, I think this one's way up at the top for just how cool he is.
I think it's funny that he's very badass, but he's also kind of pretty.
Yeah?
I like his, like, iridescent, like, clamshell color. Like the inside of a clamshell.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And I like how all the classic Predator elements, most of them at least, are on here, but they're like bone form, and they're not using technology, they're just using what they had, and that's cool. They made it seem like the later Predators emulated that with technology. That's pretty awesome. And that they used the classic unused design that Van Damme almost wore to make this.
And revamped it to make it good.
Yeah. And he has really good articulation that I didn't think he had, because it looked like it was going to be hindered, but it's really not that hindered. He can move really well. And his weapons and accessories are really cool. Especially I love that spear. Like his little back spikes.
I mean, the only bad thing I can really say is that he needs to brush his teeth.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say the only bad thing is, usually with Predators, I either like them with the helmet on or off. But there are occasionally ones where I like them both ways and wish I didn't have to choose. But this is one where I gotta choose because I like both so much.
I think this might be the worst one for having to choose which way.
I know, they're both so good.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we need another one.
Yeah, but
we can have one of each. We buy too much stuff. We don't need to buy another one.
Yeah. I think it'd just come down to switching it every once in a while.
Yeah.
But that helmet is just so cool. But yeah, so is his head. So I think this Predator is really badass. It is one of my favorite NECA figures that I got recently. And they're always putting on good figures, but this one is just so cool.
You said badass so many times.
Badass! Well, this is badass.
It's also a good ass Predator.
This is a good badass.
He's so good ass.
Yeah. I love this thing. I love his story too. And I forgot to even bring up again the poster that it comes with and the little storybook, or not storybook, story sheet with a really cool story.
It's like a little lore page.
Yeah. And if you play the game, you get the code to play as him in Predator Hunting Grounds, which that's cool if you play that game, which I may someday. I just don't know if I will, but yeah, this figure is just awesome. I'm really impressed with it. So, if you're a Predator fan, I'd say he's worth getting.
Yeah, I think he's pretty awesome.
Well, that's Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Norgan.
Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Now that we have won our freedom from our vicious captors that made us into slaves, we will start our own civilization. We will uphold the rights of all aliens across the galaxy. Or we could use the advanced technology of our captors, fly to Earth, turn invisible, and shoot humans from a tree. That sounds so much more fun. Let's do that instead. Oh, damn it, man! You see them other pictures there? Why don't you click on one of them to see the video? Or you could subscribe, Nate. Oh!